Alright, so today I'm going to show you how to ollie without popping. Alright, so let's get started. So it's technically impossible to do an ollie without popping, because that wouldn't make it an ollie. But what you need is a slight elevation, just a very slight change in elevation. So you can't really do this anywhere, you just need a very slight change. So the best height for this to work is about 1 inch or less. Anything more, I've noticed, it's really hard to keep control of the board, because when it's too high, it kind of keeps the board behind you, and then it's hard to land. But anything less than 1 inch will work, but you just don't go as high because there's not a change to bring you up there. So this changed elevation is perfect. It's about 1 inch 3/4 inch, so it will work. For this video, I'm going to be using this change in the sidewalk, which is exactly 1 inch, because I'm using this one, not the one in the garage, because there's no run up. One of the things that I've noticed is the heavier your board, the better, because weight has more energy, which brings it up higher. So this board that I just set up yesterday, it's really nice, and I did a pretty cool grip job. It does work, it just doesn't send you as high because the board is lighter. Enough talking, let me show you how it's done. So you can really see how big the difference a heavier board makes, but so yeah, that's basically how it's done. And now I'm gonna go through a general idea of what you should be doing, right, with this little bump right here. My tripod just broke, but I'm gonna worry about that later, so let's get into it. So basically, you're gonna roll up, moderate speed, not too fast, not too slow. The slower you go, you're not gonna go too high. Faster you go, it's just not gonna work. So you wanna go moderate speed. So right when you're about to approach, you're gonna lift up about this much. About this much is the sweet spot. Too high, you're gonna scrape your tail, won't work. Too low, it's just not gonna look good. So you want about, I guess, 45-degree angle. You're gonna roll up. Right before you hit, you're gonna start manually. And then right before it hits, you wanna take all the weight off. So you're basically gonna do a light jump off the back of this. You're gonna just bring your weight, kind of shift it to your front foot, but you're gonna lift, it's kind of hard to explain, but you're gonna lift the weight off both your front and your back foot. But when you do that, you're gonna bring your back foot up. So that allows the back to be lifted. And when it's up here, you're gonna catch with your back foot, and you're gonna roll away. Now, that's what you're gonna do. Damn it, I forgot what I was gonna say, crap. Right, and it's all about timing. Too late, and you'll just end up doing a manual over it. It will get air, but it'll kind of go like this. Or if you do it the timing wrong, you're gonna end up landing nose first. So you wanna land perfect. A little bit like this is fine. But if you're like nose diving into it, that means you're bringing your back foot too high up. And if you're not bringing back foot enough, that means you're just gonna land like that. So that's what you're doing. And now I'm going to do a more in-depth version of what I'm doing and fix my tripod. Alright, so I'm just gonna play this clip a bunch of times so you can see how it's done in a very detailed way. Alright, so I'm approaching, and then right before I hit the bump, my front wheels are up and out of the air already. Just before the front wheels hit, I lift up, and then my back foot hits. My back wheels hit. So, now, we're gonna look at the back foot. You can see that when it hits the bump, my back foot's not even touching the deck at all. It's just hovering way above the deck. And if you look even closely, you can see that my front foot isn't touching the deck either. It's just hovering right over the deck of the board. The deck of the skateboard, I'm sorry. So, going back to the back foot, you can see that right at the moment that I lock my back leg is where the board is level and where I'm able to land. Just like that. And the front foot is basically just there to guide the board from going straight up into the sky. So your front foot kind of pushes down a little bit to level it out, but other than that, you're basically not putting any pressure on your skateboard at all. Right when you land is when you put all your weight down. And if you look closely, it's the same exact motion as an ollie, except you're not sliding your feet up. You also don't have to bend your knees as much as an ollie because you're not actually jumping. I mean, you are jumping, but it's more like a box jump. You're basically just jumping both feet at a time instead of doing your front foot and then your back foot. So it's more of a box jump than, I guess, an ollie jump. I don't know what it's called, but this is basically it. There's not much to it. It's pretty simple, and this is how my dad used to do it. So all right, back to the regular commentary. So I'm gonna do the trick in a couple more places on different bumps, and I'm gonna use my other skateboards just to prove that you can really do it on any skateboard. So let's go do that. Alright, so that's the end of the video, and hopefully you learn how to do a no-pop ollie. It should really be called a nollie, but that already exists, so it's not going to be called a nollie. But my friend Calvin, he started his own YouTube channel. It's called Outdoors with Calvin. I'll leave his channel link in the description, but like if you want to see more skateboarding videos, then yeah, see you next time.